Hi, my name is Elena Sinel. I am the founder of Teens in Artificial Intelligence. So this year in 2020, we're running Girls in AI hackathons across 12 cities across the world. They include 5 cities in Africa and cities in the US and in Europe. The value young people get out of an event like this is they get together to work on something they're really passionate about. So every single hackathon is trying to tackle 5 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals that include education, inequalities, diversity and gender inequalities, health and well-being and climate. And so these are being tackled by young people, boys and girls, but the majority of them are girls, across 12 cities across the world. And it's exciting to see what kind of problems they would identify in their local areas. So someone in Nairobi will have a different problem that they would want to tackle and a different solution to offer to somebody who is tackling the same problem in London or Paris or San Francisco or anywhere else. What strikes me the most about events like this is that young people are just fearless. You can throw any challenge at them and they will find a solution. And most likely the solution will be something very innovative, something that us adults, we just haven't thought of it. And it's very interesting to see how they learn and how fast they learn. So we are not playing with any drag and drop tools. We actually are exploring machine learning technologies, TensorFlow, Python, data science tools. We use data sets from Kaggle, from various other sources. And it's really interesting to see how young people learn and how quick learners that they are, and how they can adapt to such very difficult problems and attempt to solve them. So we cover ethics, we cover human-centered design, we cover AI technologies, but we also cover pitching and communication skills. At the end of the second day, they all very confidently pitch their ideas in front of the judges they've never seen. What they tell me they like the most about this is the fact that they get to work together and they get to work with industry mentors, people they would never meet otherwise. So they come to events like this because they are passionate about the challenges they're offered, but also it's a different way of learning, it's a different way of working, and sometimes it's for the first time that they learn how to talk and how to work together collaboratively, something that in school would be still called cheating, but here it's encouraged because that's how we solve problems in the real world, by doing things together. So the kind of mentors we have during our events would be mentors from Microsoft, from Google. So here in Paris we have mentors from DeepMind and Avanade and Quantum Black. Some mentors have come all the way from London to be here in Paris, which is incredible. A lot of the mentors PhD students or master students who learn about machine learning technologies every day, and they are very happy to pay forward and to pass their knowledge. And they get really excited to see that young people can actually contribute as well. So it has been quite an exciting few days where a lot of mentors from such a variety of companies came to these hackathons, and it's in London and Paris and any part of the world. We have this real diversity of mentors who are happy to share their expertise and spend the whole weekend with kids, helping them learn about AI and how AI could be used to address environmental or social problems. Parents don't always understand what a hackathon is. They don't know what it entails. We inform parents about what kind of stuff kids will be learning about, and I think parents get generally excited because it's something new. They're really drawn to the STEM angle, that it will encourage their children to explore various technologies, they don't realize that we don't just focus on technologies, but on so many other different skills, including project management, including public speaking and design thinking. A lot of them don't really know anything about design thinking, and I think they learn from their kids. Kids come back home excited to tell them what they have been doing. And yes, a lot of parents are just curious how come you can teach all of these things to kids. And my child, I didn't even know he can do that. I've never heard him speak like that. So so I'm looking forward to seeing parents' reactions when they all come back to watch their kids pitch. And usually it's a very emotional moment, because they don't really have that opportunity to see them work in a school environment, let alone extracurricular stuff like that. So it's always very interesting to see how parents react to their own children doing things they never expected them to do, and they often underestimate how much their own children can actually do and what passions they have, what really drives them. I would love to do something with corporates and the government. I feel there is definitely a lack of understanding of technologies and STEM in general in France, and not only France, in all other parts of Western countries. So my big dream is to have this framework embedded in school curriculum. If we could take some of these elements and teach them to teachers, such as design thinking, such as just project-based multidisciplinary learning, is really what we are about. And if teachers can understand how useful this methodology and this framework could be as part of their curriculum, then this, of course, would be a dream come true. So we are running a few pilots, one in London, one in Brunei, and we would love to see something like this happen in Europe. But it really depends on so many different stakeholders getting together to try and understand the value of this project and how this could be relevant to the education system. I would love to work with the government to see how this could be embedded in the curriculum. I would also love to work with corporates who could potentially fund some further projects, because sometimes it takes much longer for the government to make that decision. So we are constantly looking for partners and stakeholders we can work with, who we can work with not just in Paris but across the globe. So we often work with larger corporates like Google, like Microsoft, like MasterCard, like Avanade and DeepMind. But there is always scope to also utilize the expertise and the know-how of smaller companies. So it's really about building an ecosystem. So at every hackathon would attract university students who are mentors, teenagers from state schools mostly, but also private schools, because diversity means including everyone. At the same time, we have large corporates who are involved as employees are engaged in mentoring, but also for them, it's an opportunity to test some of their technology, like Microsoft or Google, but it's also an opportunity for them to really understand what the next generation thinks, like how they could utilize them in the future and how they could inspire them and recruit from them. So it's really about building this ecosystem of like-minded stakeholders who understand and who see the vision and who know that these really are the young people who will change the world, and we should be doing this together with them, and we collectively have the opportunity to inspire them to change the world.